So coding is back. What's up? So I'm gonna be talking about variables and data types now. So I'm just gonna spend the first 1 minute or so giving it an introduction in JavaScript because we've essentially covered basics of HTML and CSS. There are other tags like I tags or I don't know, there are many other tags, but I'm not going to be explaining them right now. Essentially, when we get to that, we'll be using them. Suppose you want forms or labels. When we get to that point, when we get to that stage where we need to use them, I'll explain them properly to you. But for now, we're into JavaScript. So today it's about variables and data types. So if you see my video on CSS variables, you'll know that variables are always something that is used to store information or data. So I'm gonna jump in and teach you what those are, and yeah, so enjoy the course. So if you enjoy this sort of content and like my previous videos, please like, share, and subscribe this video for more amazing content like this. And so right now, let's get started. So I'm just gonna make a new um, file app.js. I'm just gonna close this Explorer. I'm gonna open the terminal. Okay, let me just drag this up a little bit so you can see. Okay, so one of the most basic commands that we often use the most in JavaScript is a console.log, or printing it to the console or the terminal that you're going to be using. In this, I'm just going to be printing it to this local terminal, Visual Studio Code. But normally when we use it in with HTML and CSS, I normally print it out in the Google console. Yeah, so how about we get started? I'm just going to be showing you console.logs. So console logs. That's a comment in JavaScript. You put 2 slashes and then write whatever text. It's not going to get. It's not going to be run with program. So I'm just going to do console.log codinger. Save that, and then I just do node app. It says it replies back codinger. So yeah, so that's how console.log works. So suppose if I wanted to run this many times, okay, suppose if I wanted to run this again, I have to type codinger all over again. This is where variables come into play. So variables. Okay. So there are different sort of commands you could use for variables because there are versions of JavaScript. There is ES5 and ES6. I'm going to be showing the ES5 version, which is the older version first. So we use var and then name equals to codinger. Okay. Now we save it. We console.log name. So we save it. Node app. It's gonna give us codinger again because yeah, we console.log coding here. I'm just gonna leave it as it is. So and then what we're gonna talk about now is the differences. Actually, you know what? We're gonna do the differences of the different types of variable names later. And now we're gonna be talking about how we could use variables. Suppose we could use variables to call functions. Suppose var frame equals function console.log name. I put the what did you call that, speech marks right there, so that it only prints out like the word of name. So I'm just gonna be calling frame. Okay, so node app again. Yeah, I see name is printed out because I put these in quotes, which essentially just prints out the object inside those quotes regardless of whether there's a variable defined or not. So I'm just gonna be commenting this out. And then I'm going to start teaching you about the different data types to store, okay? So suppose you see a data type with two speech marks, and something in between. That's known as a, you guessed it, it's a string. So I'm gonna call this a string. And then there's your integer, and float, and the float. So you can do var num equals 5 console.log num, and then you node app, you get 5. And notice this is not a string. Okay, suppose put var, okay, and then I do console log also, wait, alt shift down, type of, and then I node app, you get a number because it isn't called an integer and float like it is in Python. So essentially, let's try with this. Var num2 equals 5.5. So I'll shift down, num2, save it, Control V. You get both of them number because they aren't actually segregated as decimal or non-decimal, whatever you may call it. They're not segregated like that. So the next thing I'm going to be showing you is a null object. Null. So essentially what that is, you could do var someth, exactly the short form for something, just using that. Null. Okay. Null essentially means like absolutely nothing. I mean, it isn't, it's defined, but it's attached to nothing, not even a zero. It's like there's no response to this sort of stuff. So if you want to do console.log, I mean CLG is the JavaScript. If you saw the initializing Visual Studio Code video that I sent, it's one of the JavaScript extensions that you could use. I'm just gonna use that. Someth. Put node app again. It returns null with bold because it has a type of null. I'm gonna show you that also. Alt shift down, type of, okay, and then node app. It returns an object because no, if you essentially specify it, it's a null type object. So that's how it goes too. And then and then undefined. Var nerf, it's just like nothing, undefined. Okay, and then console.log that. Go for the type. Okay, you see it has a value of undefined and it's a type of undefined. So yeah, it has value and both a type of undefined. So one of the data types is also undefined. Next, I'm going to be showing you Boolean. What a Boolean essentially is, it's an expression, whether this is true or false. We're going to be using it a lot in loops and yeah, functions, etc., etc. But right now, I'm just going to be showing you what it is. So var bool, or actually var b. I'm just going to use b. True, and then var a equals false. CLG A, CLG B. I'm just gonna go print out only the type of one of them, type of A. Okay. Yeah, see, this is a Boolean. In case you still don't think so, I'm just gonna be using type of B right now. Change my mind. Yeah, see, Boolean, Boolean. It doesn't change. Both of them are still Booleans. So these are actually like the basic data types that you could get. Well, let me do operations on a string, okay? Suppose CLG type of name. Okay. So the start encoding is a string, like I told you. So now let's do some operations with all of them, okay? So after I got these variables down, I'm gonna do data type operations. So I'm gonna do, okay, first let me initialize another variable here. Our last name, blade. Okay, we're gonna come back here and do const full name. I'm sorry, that's the ES6 version. Var, I'm so used to that. Var full name equals to name plus last name. CLG full name. And then just for fun, let's also do type of full name. Where's full name? Okay, wait. Type of full name. Full name command not found. Oh, I copied and pasted full name. Node app. So it's a string and gives coding replay because so look here, I haven't specified any spaces. Suppose I give it one space there. I control V that again. Node app. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, coding replay with a space. So yeah, whenever you do any operations with a string data type, you will essentially what JavaScript recognizes is that you just paste both of them together, regardless of what spaces you have, what spaces you don't have. It doesn't matter. Just paste them together. Well, that's not this exactly the same for integers, is it? So var total equals to, what are these two? Num1, num2. Num1 plus num2, actually num and num2. Okay, so even a beginner can tell what this is going to yield. It's just going to be the sum of num1 and num2. Type of total. Paste that. Yeah, 10.5. Just going to sum up both of them because they're integer type. It's just going to sum them both up. Let's try to add two null objects and see what it yields. Okay, var sum2 still equals null. So now here let's try to, I'm just gonna get this down, and then sums2, and then no, not total, something. I'm missing the O here and the E here. Okay, something. Yup. So surprisingly, probably to you, if you add two null objects, it yields a number because because when you add two null objects, I'm just going to show it to you again. So these both are basically null objects. When you try to put nothing and nothing together, JavaScript recognizes you need a zero there because you're trying to quantize it by adding it. So when it changes, it automatically changes the data type to a number. So var, let's try this with undefined. Var nothing equals to, let me just select this, get this down. Nothing 2 is equal to plus nest2, and then console log nothing, console log type of nothing. Okay, let's run that. Yeah, it's actually this thing, okay, is a little special. So what it essentially is, when you combine two undefined objects, that thing is essentially still there, but it's not NaN means not a number. But when you add something, except for strings, it recognizes that. If you're adding it without strings, it's essentially just like adding two numbers. Boom. So that's what it recognizes. So let's go on. We add two booleans. That'll be something to see also. Add two booleans, and I'm going to talk to you through to better data objects, data structures. So var a, var b. Okay, let's add both of them. Var bool equals a plus b. So a bool, and then console type of bool. Sorry about that, and then save that. Yeah, you get a 1. True plus false equals 1. If I change, let's see, I change this to true because they assume the rules. See, true is 1 and false is 0. Essentially, that's the way it works. True is 1, false is 0. You get this, you get 1. Suppose I change this to false as well. I save this, and then I get this. Yeah, you get 0 because so sorry about that. Sorry about that too. Okay. Yeah, so back to data type operations. So yeah, essentially what I said is it assumes the rule of numbers false is 0, true is 1. So yeah, so that's how you add it. And I'm going to be introducing you to other objects. Okay, arrays. You probably might have heard of them. So var equals, suppose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. CLG to print the type of array. Yep. Okay, let me get the type of it also. Type of object. It isn't explicitly a type of array, it's an object. Suppose, yeah, like data objects, and then suppose I take, this is also an object. It's more like if you do a Python, it's more of a dictionary, but it's also an object. Var total, okay, var full equals first name, and getting that to Codinger, last name to Blade. Okay, so CLG full, CLG type of full. Oops. Yep. So you essentially get it like this dictionary here, and then this too is an object. And then for once, let me just uncomment this out. Okay, just get this. It's a function, but it's gonna yield you the data type of. Let's see. Where did I even call this? It's before array. Before that, it yields this. Okay, one sec. Call me console log type of. You gets the option of function. It's just like a subset under the object, under the object. It's another subset of it. So that's the function thingy. And then let's see what else. Yeah, I was gonna get to know all three of it. I'm gonna make a separate video explicitly to talk about the differences, but right now I'm just gonna introduce you to the three of them. Three variable types. They're not actually types, it's just ways of defining them. So one of my most favorite, const. Feels sad I spelled that wrong. I'm just gonna do with a cap. Const equals to, can be anything again. Let's see, fine, 1. Actually my favorite number is 9, so 9. So, and then let equals to, let's see, 3. And then as you can see, var equals to 0. So yeah, these are the 3 types. I didn't tell you I was gonna go over them, what they do explicitly. So I'm just gonna be making another short video after this about those 3 variable types to get you super duper clear about them. And then yeah, I think this is the end of the video. I'm gonna be leaving this code in the description below in case you want it. Actually, in case you didn't know, I put my code at the end of the video in the description below always. So please be sure to check that out. And then yeah, see you next time. Have a good day. And once again, in case you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell for more updates for amazing coding videos made by, you guessed it, Codinger. Have a great day.